Alright folks, let's quickly cover the in-game screenshots of the captured KV-1. So premium tier 5 German heavy tank, practically a KV-1 modified with a German 𝘎𝘪𝘮𝘪𝘦 75mm. So the same gun that's on the Panzer IV-H or Panzer III-4, but it has better accuracy, better aim time than the 76mm counterpart for the Russians, also for the 85mm. It also has a larger German cupola, so better view range. But for now, unfortunately, these are all the only screenshots we have. So no vehicle pan around, so you have to imagine that part, but only the stats for the garage. As you can see, it's a KV-1 with a larger cupola and a modified mantlet for the 75mm, and that's practically it. So easy to make, I guess, premium tank for World of Tanks, but accuracy and aim time is German, so pretty good. Penetration is average, 110 alpha, so the same as the 76-ish for the Russians as for the Germans, so about the same. 162mm pen for the APCR round, good enough. And high explosive is high explosive. 10 degrees of gun depression, 20 elevation, good. 105 ammo count, which is also decent. Full crew of radio operators and the German heavy tanks, so max out at Tiger 2s and high tier E100s and stuff, so that's good. Mobility wise, about the same as the KV-1, slightly lower horsepower per ton ratio because of the larger cupola and the mantlet, so slightly different but not much. Actually more different by about 1 horsepower per ton ratio. So yeah, the cupola and the mantlet affects the horsepower per ton by 1 or so. Hull traverse of 20 degrees per second. Turret traverse 24, so about the same as the KV-1. Health, armor, and radio is about the same as the KV-1 with 20 more meters of view range. Yep, 20 more meters of view range, but radio is not as good. Well, that's a stock radio, right? Actually, radio is better. Never mind. That doesn't matter much, but less horsepower per ton ratio. A little bit more health by 10, but let's take a closer look at the actual stats in the garage with a 100% crew. So the 100% crew have 0.35 accuracy, which is not half bad at tier 5. 2.4 seconds of aim time is also pretty decent for a heavy tank. Penetration wise, alpha wise, average. DPM could be better, 1774. It's like 200 less than the baseline DPM of the KV-1. It's about the same as the KV-1 shielded or the KV-220, so like the premium tier 5s, but yeah, the KV-1 has 2000 DPM, so arbitrary number, lowered by 200. Health is 10 more than the KV-1, same armor, yada yada. Already mentioned the 1 less horsepower per ton, the same top speed and reverse speed. Hull traverse is about the same. Nothing different there. Turret traverse is slower. Actually, the same with a 100% crew. Never mind, it's the same. That's good. Camouflage, a little bit better camo, surprisingly, for some reason, even though the cupola is larger. Alright. And 20 more meters of view range with a better radio. So basically, you're trading DPM for better accuracy, better aim time, and more view range. And also, the horsepower per ton ratio is slightly cut. Slightly, but let's see the shell velocity if it's any different. 790 meters per second for AP round and about 1000 for APCR. That should be the same for the KV-1's 85mm. Yeah, it's about the same. Gold shell, about the same. So the 75 is about the same as the 85, but let's take a look at the KV-1 shielded. It's a little bit more similar of a caliber of a gun. So 76 compared to the 75, KV-1 shielded, premium tank status, about the same DPM. So, well, a lot better accuracy on the German KV1. Also, it's APCR as default, surprisingly, for the KV1 shielded, and a better APCR round in terms of pen, but that's practically it. You have less health than the KV1 shielded, but about the same armor, close enough, with a larger cupola. More view range, that's good. God, the radio is terrible on the KV1 shielded. Holy crap, that is bad. Alright, about the same horsepower per ton ratio, but better top speed. Effective top speed will be there with only 10 horsepower per ton ratio. They don't show you the terrain resistance, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, they don't show you the terrain resistance. Or dispersion for that matter, but yeah, just less health by 100. Here are some comparison with KV.Kpfw.KW and KV1S. What the hell is this thing? That should be the KV1S, right? Or KV13? What the frick is a KV13 doing at tier 5? It should be tier 7. Ignore what the hell is this thing? I don't know. Russians is weird. Maybe the KV1SA, or no, it's not. It has a 85mm. Oh, that's just a normal KV1. Is it? 5 degrees gun depression. What the hell is this vehicle? I have no idea. Random KV1s. Alright. T14 and Excelsior. So premium tier 5s across the board. This one has the best accuracy out of all of them. 10 degrees of gun depression is good, but no comparison to the Excelsior's 13. When the hell does this thing has 13 degrees of gun depression? Holy crap. DPM is about the same across the board. Better than the KV.Kpfw.KW, so that's good. Aim time is not as good as the T14, but about average. Penetration is about average. Well, better than the KV.Kpfw.KW and the T14. But these two have premium matchmaking, so that's a difference. Horsepower per ton ratio is actually the lowest. It's even lower than the KV1 shielded. Should be. Let's see, KV1 shielded. It has a lower horsepower per ton ratio than KV1 shielded. Lower top speed. KV.Kpfw.KW has about 13.5 horsepower per ton ratio. Wow. Well, it's not the fastest, so it's like a KV1. View range is actually about the same as the T14, so that's good. But no comparison to the Excelsior. It's a premium tank, so makes more credit and crew XP. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Not really. It's not a bad premium tank, in my honest opinion. It's about the same size as the KV1. The hull is trollish with 75mm and 75 at the sides, so you can bounce a few shots, especially with the upper plate. But compare this as a competition to the 𝘔𝘰𝘥𝘪𝘧𝘪𝘦𝘥 that has been in the game files for like 7 years, 6 years or so. Douchebag wagon number 3 practically, but this thing weighs 15 more tons than the German captured KV1. Has better horsepower per ton ratio, slower top speed, faster hull traverse, surprisingly. Huh. A little bit better DPM, faster aim time, worse accuracy, 80mm all the way around, but it's a little bit larger in essence compared to a KV1. A little bit more health. Concealment is worse, obviously. A lot more view range. Huh. 360 meters of view range. Holy crap. But it's pretty big too. So compare this to an actual KV1. That's about the same size as a KV.Kpfw.KW. Holy crap. Yeah. The 𝘔𝘰𝘥𝘪𝘧𝘪𝘦𝘥 is about the same size as a KV3. Or KV.Kpfw.KW. Yeah. Boof. I don't know. I mean, on a rating scale, I would say about 5.5, just because the accuracy is pretty good for a tier 5 heavy tank. I think it's the same accuracy as the baseline Stug's 75mm. Baseline Stug 75 L70 is 0.33. Holy crap. I thought it was 0.35. When the hell did they buff this thing? Well, it's still pretty accurate. It's a L70 though. It's a longer barrel gun. Huh. That's pretty good. Well, it's no tank destroyer, but I'll take 0.35 over 0.42 any time of the day. So, we already have a lot of KV1s in the game, like a lot. Also, there's the KV1S A version with the auto reloader, so that's in the works. We have a KV1 shielded. We have a KV220, the normal KV1 that's pretty good by itself. You'll probably put rammer, obviously, for the equipments. Since the accuracy and the aim time is not that bad, you would want to consider a turbocharger on this thing. Maybe optics? Well, maybe grousers. If the terrain resistance is bad, maybe you could put grousers or turbocharger. Maybe even additional health. I would put vents as the last one, but you could choose between, instead of enhanced gun lane drive, you could choose improved aiming to get better accuracy, even though I think 0.35 is already pretty good enough, and 2.5 second or 2.4 seconds of aim time is also decent enough with a 100% crew. So adding vents will obviously help out with that, as well as bursting arms from a premium tank, so there's nothing to worry about here. So instead of enhanced gun lane drive, I'll probably put maybe turbocharger or optics. Let's see, premium tier 5 heavy tanks, not Russian. There are some vehicles that I chose, like for the T14, I chose optics and turbocharger because this thing already has decent aim time. Accuracy is already garbage enough, so don't really care anything about that since it reload pretty quickly. So fuck the average accuracy. It just goes shooting a lot more and having better mobility. So it's not that. So I'll still recommend vents for the vehicle, but let's see. Churchill 3 has a better accuracy improvement because, yeah, 0.4 something accuracy with a rapid firing gun is not the greatest. Excelsior has view range. Oh, okay. So it depends on your playstyle. Sometimes if you think the aim time is suck, put enhanced gun lane drive. Sometimes you think the view range sucks, put the optics. But I'll think maybe a turbocharger. So rammer, turbocharger, and vents to help out with the mobility a little bit. Also be a little bit more squirrelier to wiggle the turret around and throw off the shots to the cupola. A little bit, but not that much. So there you go, folks. Overall, I think 5.5 out of 10. It's not half bad, but there are obviously trade-offs. So you get better accuracy, better aim time at the cost of DPM. So better view range at the cost of DPM and a little bit of the horsepower per turn ratio, but you do have a lot of ammo to go through, so spam a lot of shots if you want, and you're accurate to do so. Just DPM is not as powerful as the regular KV1s, but it's about the same as the KV1 shielded, so nothing to worry about there. It's a premium, so makes more credit and crew XP. Fits all the German heavy tank crews at high tier. Yeah, it's better, a lot better accuracy. Don't know about the dispersion though, so we have to wait for the actual test server to test that out or see the actual dispersion stats. But for a German heavy tank crew, you usually need a radio operator. So the 𝘠𝘪𝘮 is a good choice at high tier. This thing might be a good choice for lower tier, obviously. And a lot of the high tiers have radio operators and 2 loaders. So you'll forgo one of the loader, but that's alright. I think it's a 5.5 out of 10. It's... I think it's better than this thing. This thing is like a 5 or 4.5 out of 10. It's alright, but it's kind of big. And big stuff gets shot at by artillery and tank destroyers. So I think it's like a 5.5 out of 10. It's alright. it's a decent enough of a crew trainer. You play sometimes for platooning or just relaxing, but nostalgic reasons. But for now, I don't think it's that oppressing. It doesn't have as much health as a KV-1 shielded. So the only downside to this vehicle is don't go trading hit points with a KV-1. They have better DPM. You have better accuracy, so take advantage of that. Snipe across the map or snipe at 300 meters distance behind cover. So it's German. Be a little bit more reserved and take advantage of your accuracy and aim time. But other than that, it's fine. 5.5 out of 10. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.